Hi, powerful leaders. This episode is from a live training that I do weekly inside my Facebook group called the Powerful Female Coaches and Leaders Community. Feel free to join us inside the group so I can get to know you better and I can answer any questions you might have. I just love the live interaction, answering to your question, listening to your stories. There is so much power in connecting in a deeper way, and I really hope you do take this invitation. The way I edit these episodes is really to give you all the value, but if you want to have the live interaction, ask any questions, and get them answered by me, please join us in the Powerful Female Coaches and Leaders community. I can't wait to see you there, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. Welcome to the Powerful Female Leaders Podcast. I'm your host, Anna Patricia Bourgeois, certified business coach. I am here to help you up-level, generate consistent wealth, increase your confidence, attract dream clients, and master your mindset so that you can fully own your power and achieve next-level results in your online business and beyond. Every week, a powerful conversation will take place with amazing guests, or I'll share from my experience to help inspire you to start and scale the business of your dreams while being powerfully you. The time has come to stop playing small, stop hiding, and stop waiting. Now is the perfect time for you to passionately pursue your heart's desire as the powerful leader you were born to be. Are you ready? Let's do this. Today's topic is something that I know will help a lot. So the topic is the top 5 social media content mistakes to avoid. So I've made all the mistakes in the world so you don't have to do them, and I'm going to share them with you today. So I've been creating content for more than 6 years now online. I used to work in various digital marketing agencies and creating content for brands, as well as having my own agency and doing the same for my own clients. And when I became a full-time online coach, I struggled with my content game for a little while because it's so different to create your own content for your own brand. It requires a lot of self-awareness, clarity, expansion, and I had to pivot a few different times until I found my own way. And I learned so much ever since by creating daily content online in various formats, even if it's live streams or posts or stories or reels or this podcast, right? There's so many ways to create content, and I've learned so much. And love it or hate it, creating content is a non-negotiable part of your work as an online entrepreneur. And to build a strong brand and online presence, we have to show up. We have to be visible. We have to be consistent in our presence so that we can create more trust and credibility and stand out from the crowd, and for people to be like, oh yeah, I know her. She's amazing, right? And to eventually for them to say like, take my money, I want to work with you. So here are the top 5 mistakes that I've made with my content so you can avoid doing the same. And the first thing is content that doesn't have a clear purpose. So you're not really sure what to say, you're lacking inspiration maybe. So you end up, like sounding like everyone else, and you think it's going to work for you, right? But here's the thing. We should always be intentional about our content and why we decide to share about a particular topic. So is the goal to educate? Is the goal to share value or entertain or promote an offer? Like, we should always have this clear goal, this clear idea with every single piece of content that we write. So the second mistake is holding ourselves back from truly saying what's on our mind, right? And I've done this mistake so many times, biting my tongue, not truly saying what it is that I want to say, because Maybe I was scared or afraid, of what people might say or think if I said that thing. And sometimes it's also the perfectionism side that kicks in, and we're like, no, it needs to be perfect. I need to have big enough wins to share this. My life needs to look perfect. I'm not truly there yet to share this story, right? But actually, what do you actually want to say? Right? What is holding you back from truly sharing what it is you want to say? Right? Because being bold, being unapologetically you is the actual thing that will attract your people and repel the wrong people, right? Because our content, that's the goal of our content. Yes, to attract, but also to repel, right? Our goal is not to work with everyone. It's not to please everyone. And the sooner we understand that, the better. Okay, so the third mistake is focusing on quantity instead of quality. So maybe you've heard online, or maybe a past coach you've had, or maybe in a past program you've taken, someone said you have to post every day, 3 times a day. If not, you won't be successful, you won't get any clients, you won't succeed. But here's the thing. Creating content online and building an online brand is not a one-size-fits-all deal, right? We should always do what's best for us, what speaks to us. Because if going live is not your thing, you absolutely hate it, like, why force yourself to do something you don't love to do, right? Always know what it is exactly that you're passionate about. What is the format that lights you up? What are you having the most fun doing? Is it writing content? Is it live stream? Is it podcasting? Is it video, TikTok, YouTube? Like, what is it that actually lights you up? And because here's the thing, if we force ourselves to do something we don't like to do and show up 10 times a day, it's going to become too much for us to handle. And like the pressure will build up, and we'll just end up procrastinating and wasting time and not doing the actual needle moving things in our business, right? We're just going to be like, oh, let me re-edit that pic, or, scroll on my feed and just consume all day. Or the funny thing I see a lot is reposting content from other people and giving other people visibility, so we tend to procrastinate when we're forced to do something we don't want to do. Okay, so ask yourself, what format lights me up? And then truly stick with that. Stick with what you love to do. Focus on quality, right? Focus on the value that you're sharing. Focus on creating those connections. And it's going to make all the difference. You're going to go from your content being diluted and blending in to actually standing out, because people will feel that good energy. They will feel that you actually enjoy what you do. And I think that's the most important part of it, is the energy and the intention behind it. And people can feel it when you actually don't really enjoy or love what you do. So it really matters. So think about that. So the fourth mistake, not getting the most out of your content. And what I mean by that is, we all have those days where we're just like, I don't feel like showing up today. I don't feel like writing content today. I don't feel like going live today, right? We're human. We're not robots. We have cycles that some days we're going to have so much energy to get things done. And then the next day we're going to be like, I don't want to do anything, right? And here's the thing. We don't have to. You are the leader of your business. And this is why you started your business in the first place, to decide whatever the hell you want to do during that day. You get to decide, right? And here's the thing. You already created so many good pieces of content already. So look at all the content that performed really, really well in the last 3 to 4 months and pick one content and repurpose that content. How about that? Right? You don't have to reinvent the wheel every single time you post content, right? Keep what's already working. People won't remember what you posted 3 months ago. I don't even remember what I ate yesterday for breakfast, right? Honestly, I love to do this. I love to go back, read like old posts that I've made that got a lot of engagement, that started a lot of conversation, and I take that post, I edit it a little bit, and then I repost that. And sometimes like this live stream, I take this live stream, I post it on my podcast, I take a clip, I post it on Instagram. Like, how can you take one single piece of content and repurpose it on different platforms, different formats? That's how you actually keep the consistency, right? Because you're not always reinventing the wheel. And the last mistake, and this is the biggest one, is not understanding the buyer's journey and how people make buying decisions. And this is so important because most of the time we think and we assume that people, they still buy like they did a year ago, 2 years ago. Like, the truth is, people have become way more savvy, way more aware before making a purchase or buying into another program or investing into another coach, right? People are being way more vocal and expressing their concerns about the industry and how they got burned before. And that creates this hypervigilance, right? And what I've noticed is that most people would rather take their time and research and watch from afar and gather their own evidence if what you have to offer will truly help them, or if they can even trust you with their money, right? And I honestly don't blame them. Like, I've been there before. It's not a great experience to have. So here's what we can do. The first thing is that we're aware of this. We know people don't buy the same way anymore. So what can we do? And here's the thing. People don't like to be told what to do and what to invest in. And that's the biggest mistake I see a lot of people make is they focus so much on the selling part and they're like, buy my stuff, join my program, join this, join that. And it's not based on what they have embodied and what they have experienced. So here's the shift, is to show people, instead of telling them what to do, we're showing them that we've been through this experience. This is exactly what happened. This is exactly what I've learned. And this is what I have embodied during the last few months or years. Here's what I implemented, and here's the result that I got. And this is why I created this program or this offer, and why I believe that if you join this, it's going to be life-changing, right? So that's the biggest shift. And I hope this makes sense so far, because it's 10 times much more powerful and impactful when people actually come to their own conclusions and their own realizations that, oh shoot, right? Maybe I should change that. Maybe I should shift my perspective. Maybe I should start doing this more or pivoting to this thing, right? And when they see or experience our stories, they can come up with their own conclusions. And this is how people are like, yes, they're raising their hand. They're like, yes, send me the link. I want to sign up. I want to work with you. You're amazing. right? Because we're not telling people what to do. We're showing them what happened to us, what we have experienced, and why we believe that this will help. So let me know in the comments if this makes sense. Let me know if you're already doing this or if you have questions about this. But it's honestly the most heart-centered way of promoting our offers, because we're not putting any pressures on people. We're not convincing. We're not chasing. We're simply sharing. We're sharing our stories, sharing our experiences. And yeah, it's the most heart-centered way to do this. So let me know below if this makes sense. This is the little Q&A if you have any more questions. But just to recap what the top 5 mistakes are. The first one is you don't have a clear purpose with your content. You're all over the place. You lack inspiration. You repost things from other people. The second thing is you're holding back from saying truly what you want to say. Like, people want to actually hear. Like, what do you stand for? What are your values, right? What do you don't believe in? You know, like, people want to know. People want to know, because I honestly always invest in people that I actually resonate with and that I actually like, right? I like who they are, their energy, what they stand for. So if people don't know who you are and what you stand for, maybe that's what's blocking them from actually reaching out and asking for the link, right? The third mistake was focusing on quantity instead of quality, and then not repurposing, not getting the most out of your content, and finally, not understanding the buyer's journey. And if you understand these 5 things, and if you're aware and conscious and intentional when writing your content, I'm telling you, it's going to make all the difference. So if you haven't noticed yet, I have created a 30-day visibility challenge. And in that challenge, I will be giving you every single day a content prompt, right? It's going to be a mix of different types of content, different formats that incorporates what I talked about today, that incorporates elements of storytelling, of experience sharing, right? Of, you know, all these types of content that I've used over the years that I know have generated amazing results, not only for myself, but for my clients. And the challenge is only $97. So we're going to be together inside a private Facebook group. I'm going to be sharing every day a content prompt to follow for you to make it so easy for you to be consistent, to show up powerfully, to generate that momentum, to get paying clients. That's the whole goal of this challenge. And last year I ran it and it was 3 days only. And people had amazing results in only 3 days. So I can only imagine what will happen during 30 days together. The energy will be through the roof with this. Like, I cannot wait. We start July 4th. I also have a VIP option. So if you want more hot seat coaching, group coaching, like, let me know. I also have this option if you want it. If not, it's only $97, like I said. So send me a DM for the link or drop #challenge below and I can reach out to you. And yeah, I really hope that today's training was valuable. I hope to see you in the challenge, and I'll see you next week for next live training. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Powerful Female Leaders podcast. If you love this episode, make sure to spread the message, leave a review, and subscribe. I would forever be grateful for you. I also want to hear from you, and I want to know your feedback and your questions for future episodes. So don't be shy, say hi, and send me a message at Powerful Female Leaders Podcast on Instagram. Until then, I'll see you on the next episode.